Okay, let's continue for our next activity. So, good morning everyone. Especially to our back members, back secretariat, representative of the Revetment unit, DPWH member, official who prepared, review, or approve of the bidding documents, and other official concerns. Today, the schedule of pre-bidding conference of 6 civil works project. So, may I request the back secretariat to read the 6 projects to be pre-bid today.
Again, good morning to each and everyone. And for the reading of 6 civil works project for conduct pre-bidding activities. So first, 25 GG0057 Rebid, multipurpose buildings, facilities to support social services. Construction of multipurpose building, organic fertilizer production, Kumalarang, Zamboanga del Sur with ABC of 4,950,000. Next CID, 25 GG0064, repair, maintenance of Bobuan Revetment. 1. Barangay Bobuan, Bayog, Zamboanga del Sur with the station limit 0 plus 000 to station 0 plus 25.38. Right side of river, Barangay Bobuan, Bayog, Zamboanga del Sur with EBC of 2 million pesos. Next CID, 25 GG0068, 41X, emergency project, reblocking of secondary roads, Dimataling-Tabina Road, Barangay Sumpot to Junction, Barangay Baganian section, with road section ID is 01168 MN. Then station limit, Chile 16.15.5 to Chile 1659. Length 85.5 meter. 19 blocks, both length. Tabina, Zamboanga del Sur. With EBC of 718,289 pesos and 25 centavos. Next CID, 25 GG0069. 71X, special maintenance project, reblocking of secondary roads, Dumalinao to San Pablo road. So junction, Poblacion, Dumalinao to Rebokon section with road section ID is 01101 MN. Station limit K1688 plus 714 to K1688 plus 753 and total length of 39 meter. Then 8 blocks and 3 meters both length. Dumalinao, Zamboanga del Sur with ABC of 476,229 pesos. Next CID, 25 GG0070, repair, rehabilitation of classrooms, Dumalinao Elementary School, San Miguel, Zamboanga del Sur with ABC of 5,700,000 pesos. And last CID, 25 GG0071, construction of school health facilities, Kabata National High School, Vincenzo E. Sagon Zamboanga del Sur with EBC of 3,469,580 pesos and 70 centavos. And that's all, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you, Engineer Panong. So let's proceed. So to discuss and clarify and explain the project to be pre-bid today. First, we will have the planning and design section and followed by the maintenance section. I call the chief of the planning and design section, Engineer Belemiba.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Chair. So, for the civil works project, I call on the preparer, architect, Richard, and engineer Revetment.
Okay, thank you very much, Vice Chair, to our very own Block Chairman, Engineer Gama, and the Secretary, Engineer Rebid, Block Leaders, our Procurement Head, DPWH Head, our prospect leaders. Once again, good morning. Now for the 25 DG 0057, Rebid. Our process here will be, we will be presenting some of the plans, the site pictures, and then I will leave this to our preparer, the programmer for the pay items involved in this project. Our secretariat, ma'am, do we have any features and plans for 25 JJ0057? So to our prospect leaders, this is the allocated site. Under Barangay Sikali, Kumalarang. No? So, and then, ma'am, do we have any pictures now? Okay, so, papagit siya, no? Next. Okay. So, for the information of our prospect leaders, we have an existing ongoing, ongoing project from the LGU, this is the MRF projects, no? And then, ma'am, we have plans. Okay, so this is the revised plans. So, the allocation only fits on the multi-purpose building only. No, so these are the plans. Okay. Now, our advice to our prospect leaders, please coordinate with the planning and design section for the actual location of this project. If you have any concern from the pay items involved, you can see coordinate with the planning and design section. Now, to present on the following pay items, BOQs, I would like to give this table to Engineer Kathleen Villaveto.
Yeah, good morning to each and every one of us. For the project of construction of multi-purpose building. So, these are the bill of quantities per pay item. In part 1, other general requirements, you have permits and clearances, 1 lump sum, project billboard and signboard, 3 each. Occupational safety and health, you have 1 lump sum. Then for the part 3, under civil, mechanical, electrical, and sanitary planning works, you have structure, part A, earthworks, structure excavation, common soil, 126.22 cubic meter. Embankment from structure excavation, common soil, 84.09 cubic meter. Then embankment from barrow, common soil, 54 cubic meter. Gravel fill, 45.36 cubic meter. Part B, plain and reinforced concrete works. Structural concrete footing, slab and fill, class A, 28 days, 46.36 cubic meter. Structural concrete for footing tiding, Class A, 28 days, 8.64 cubic meter. Structural concrete columns, Class A, 28 days, 15.54 cubic meter. Reinforcing steel, deformed grade 40, 2,068.68 kilograms. Reinforcing steel, deformed grade 60, 4,545.83 kilograms. Formworks and falseworks, 222.90 square meters. Part C, finishing and other civil works. CHB non-load bearing, including reinforcing steel, 150 mm, 11.70 square meter. Finishing works, wall on metal frame, mini-rib, 42 square meter. Cement floor finish plain, 360 square meter. Cement plaster finish, 144.90 square meter. For the painting works, painting masonry concrete, 121.50 square meter. Painting work steel, 688.46 square meter. Under the roof framing and roofing works, pre-painted metal sheets, corrugated long span, 560 square meter. Fabricated metal roofing accessory ridge roll, 28 meters. Fabricated metal roofing accessory gutter, 56 meters. Fabricated metal roofing accessory flashing, 40 meters. Structural steel trusses, we have 11,237.94 kilograms. Structural steel purlins, 3,586.68 kilograms. Metal structure accessories, bolts and rods, 136.75 kilograms. Metal structure accessories, steel plates, 755 kilograms. Metal structure accessories, sag rods, 49.33 kilograms. Metal structure accessories, cross bracing, 816.09 kilograms. Metal structure accessories turnbuckle, we have 16 pieces. Under the Part D, plumbing works, storm drainage and downspout, 1 lump sum, catch basin concrete, 10 each. Electrical works, conduit boxes and fittings, 1 lump sum, wires and wire devices, 1 lump sum, panel board with main, branch breakers, 1 lump sum, lighting fixtures, 1 lump sum. So that's all.
Okay, that is for 25GG0057, Mr. Chair.
Is there any question from the perspective? If none, so let's proceed. Planning and design section for the next project.
Okay, next for the building project, we have 25GG0070. This is repair and rehabilitation of classroom. Dumalinao-Rebokon and Zamboanga del Sur. Let's request our hearing. Okay, our prospect leaders, this is the actual pictures from our validation. Okay, from the farther part, right side of this monitor, that is the building one. Then next one, okay, this is the inside of the building one. So as you notice na they are using a wooden trusses, which is already an termite infested wooden trusses. Next, this is the okay, this is building one. Next one. Okay, so again to our prospect leaders, if there's any question or it will be an advantage to our prospect bidders to conduct site validation. Now, if there's any question regarding on the pay items involved, then you can coordinate with the planning and design section. No? From the first key, these are the plans. Now, from building 1, 2, 3, and 4. Next one. This is building 2. Next one. This is building 3. Next, and lastly is the building 4. Okay, so for the following pay items involved, I would like to give this again to Engineer Kevin Villabeto.
So for the pay items of this contract name, repair rehabilitation of classroom Dumalinao Elementary Zamboanga del Sur. Other general requirements, permits and clearances 1 lump sum, project billboard / signboard 3 each. Occupational safety and health 1 lump sum. So under part 3, civil, mechanical, electrical, and sanitary plumbing works. Part A, earthworks, removal of structures and obstruction 1 lump sum. Structure excavation, common soil 52 cubic meters. Embankment from structure excavation, common soil 36.02 cubic meters. Gravel fill 4 cubic meters. Part B, plain and reinforced concrete works. Structural concrete, footings and slab on field, class A, 28 days. 10 cubic meters. Structural concrete for beams, class A, 28 days, 9.37 cubic meters. Structural concrete columns, class A, 28 days, 11.51 cubic meters. Reinforcing steel deformed 340, 1,792.42 kilograms. Then reinforcing steel deformed grade 60, 3,725.60 kilograms. Formworks and false works, 181.76 square meters. Under Part C, finishing and other civil works, frames, jumps, seals, heads, transoms, and volutes, 33 sets. Aluminum glass windows, fixed type, 12.22 square meter. Jealousy window glass, 47.23 square meter. Finishing hardware, 1 lump sum. Door wood panel, 22.68 square meters. Railing, 1 lump sum. Then under finishing works, cement plaster finish, 93.59 square meters. Painting works for the masonry and concrete, we have 1,319.15 square meters. Painting works for the wood, 851.89 square meters. Painting works for steel, 829.83 square meters. Under the roof, framing and roofing works, pre-painted metal sheets of corrugated long span, 668.44 square meter. Then fabricated metal roofing accessories, beach roll, 57.40 meters. Fiber cement board, selling on metal frame, 760.24 square meters. Carpentry and joinery works, board, 1 lump sum. Fabricated metal roofing accessories, gutter, 114.80 meters. Fabricated metal roofing accessories, flashing, 108.50 meters. Structural steels, trusses, 1,999.77 kilograms. Structural steel purlins, 3,384.49 kilograms. Metal structure accessories, bolts and rods, 13.49 kilograms. Metal structure accessories, steel plates, 225.79 kilograms. Metal structure accessories, sagrats, 177.60 kilograms. So under electrical works, we have conduit, boxes and fittings, 1 lump sum. Wires and wiring devices, 1 lump sum. Panel board with main and branch breakers, 1 lump sum. Lighting fixtures, 1 lump sum. So that's all.
Thank you, Engineer Kathleen. Lastly, for 25JJ0071, this is construction of school health facilities, Tabata National High School. This is Sagong, Zamboanga del Sur, amounting 3,469,580 and 70 centavos. Now for the this project, I have to request or okay. So this is the proposed location of the school priorities health facilities. Actually, the function is an identical clinic. Okay, next month. So following also is the perspective to give us an idea of the outcome of the building. To the information of our prospect bidders, the original plan submitted to us was there was no an exit from the structure. Ma'am, can you provide us, can you show us the floor plan? Okay, so from the floor plan, standard design forwarded from our group chat. We noticed that there was no exit or emergency exit. So we provide a vision to provide emergency exit to any structure. This is for PD 1096, and then we relocate on our PD toilet from areas which is accessible to our public, especially in the waiting area. So these are the plans, the elevations also, and then okay, for the presentation of pay items and the opinions, I would like to call on Architect Neo Torres Diones. Ay, sorry, Hiniano. Sorry, Hiniano.
Good morning, everyone. For the bill of quantities for the project, construction of one-story health facility in Vincenzo Zagat, Zamboanga del Sur. Okay, so for the pay item B.5, project billboard, signboard, 3 each, and B.71, occupational safety and health, 1 lump sum. Mobilization, 1 lump sum. For P item 803-1A, structure excavation, 57.96 cubic meters. Embankment from structure excavation, 21.13 cubic meters. Embankment from borough, 9.24 cubic meters. Gravel bedding, 13.37 cubic meters. Structural concrete ready mix class 8 to 8 days, 7.89 cubic meters. Structural concrete for slab on fill class 8 to 8 days, 12.22 cubic meters. Structural concrete for footing tie beam class 8 to 8 days, 4.20 cubic meters. Structural concrete for column class 8 to 8 days, 4.41 cubic meters. Structural concrete for beam class 8 to 8 days, 3.32 cubic meters. For pay item 902-1A1, reinforcing steel for reinforced concrete structure for 1-story grade 40, 851 kilograms. Reinforcing steel of reinforced concrete structures for 1-story grade 60, 2,643.58 kilograms. For the forms and false works, 153.81 square meters. For soil poisoning, 311.20 liters. For 150 mn CHP non-load bearing including reinforcing steel, 98.72 square meters. Frames, jam, seal, head, transoms, and mullions, 13 square meters. Lock set, 5 set. And hinges, 20 set. Wooden panel door, 9.78 square meters. Aluminum glass window, sliding type, 0.81 square meters. Aluminum glass window, O-ring type, 10.94 square meters. Plain cement plaster finish, 197.44 square meters. For the railings, 49.63 meters. For fiber cement board ceiling on metal frame, 96.79 square meters. For glazed tiles and trims, 65.47 square meters. Unglazed tiles, 3.24 square meters. For concrete painting, 197.44 square meters. For the wood painting, 15.43 square meters. For metal painting, 50.80 square meters. For pre-painted metal sheets, long span, rim type, 0.5 thick, 0.5 mm thickness, 108.71 square meters. For fabricated metal roofing accessory, ridge roll, 0.6 mm thickness, 11.26 meters. For fabricated metal roofing accessory flashing, 0.6 mm thickness, 33.20 meters. For fabricated metal roofing accessory gutter, 0.6 mm thickness, 18.30 meters. For structural steel trusses, 293.59 kilograms. Structural steel purlins, 12.25 kilograms. And for fascia board, 50.74 meters. For metal structure accessories, steel plate, 82.35 kilograms. For metal structures accessories, stud rods, 48 pieces. For metal structures accessories, anchor bolts, 48 pieces. For the plumbing, sewer line works, 1 lump sum. And for storm drainage and downspout, 1 lump sum. Sanitary plumbing fixtures, 1 lump sum. Touch basin, 1 lump sum. And for part E, electrical, fire extinguisher, 1 set. Conduits, boxes, and fittings, 1 lump sum. For conduits, boxes, and fittings, 1 lump sum. Wires and wiring devices, 1 lump sum. Power load center, switch gear, and panel boards, 1 lump sum. And for lighting fixtures, 1 lump sum.
Thank you, Architect Lawrence. That is all for the 25, 57, 70, and 71. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you, planning and design section. So is there any question from the prospective bidders? If none, so let's proceed for the maintenance project. They call the representative from the maintenance, Engineer Pablo.
To our back chairperson, vice back chairperson, and back all members, a pleasant morning. Together with me are preparer, Engineer Rebid, and Engineer Watawama.
So, morning everyone. So this is the project of maintenance with a contract ID of 25JG 0064 with project name of repair, maintenance and rehabilitation of infrastructure, facilities and other related activities, repair, maintenance of Bobuan, Revetment 1, Barangay Bobuan, Bayog, Zamboanga del Sur, with the station of 0+000 to station 0+27 right side. Location of Barangay Bobuan, Bayog, Zamboanga del Sur. The appropriation of 2 million. Project duration of 22 calendar days with source of fund of SR 2050 ABC of 2 million. So this is the scope of works of our project with project billboard signboard, 4 with a quantity of 4 each. Occupational safety and health program 1 LS, mobilization, demobilization 1 LS. removal of structures and observation 1 LS, reinforcing steel grade 40, 821.01 kilograms, structural concrete of 20.16 PA Class A 8 days with 38.93 cubic meters. Then hand-laid rock embankment 37.04 cubic meters. And then structure excavation, common soil 28.46 cubic meters. And then embankment from barrow with 42.8 cubic meters. Grouted riprap Class A 47.06 cubic meters. And then furnished and driven steel sheet piles or U-type grade 50 with 204 meters. Annex. So this is the location of our project in Barangay Bobuan. Then this is the actual condition of the site, showing collapsed structures of existing flood control, and this is also the plan for our flood control structure. And that's all.
Okay.
Good morning everyone. For the next two projects, these are reblocking projects in Tabina and Dumalinao-Zamboanga del Sur. The first one is contract ID number 25JG006A, name of project 41X Emergency Project, reblocking of Secondary Road, Dimataling-Tabina Road, Barangay Sumpot, Junction Barangay Baganian Section, SO1168MN, with the section of chainage 1615.5 to chainage 1660.5 with 90 linear meters, 20 blocks, both lane, in Tabina at Zamboanga del Sur. Location is Barangay Abong-Abong, Tabina at Zamboanga del Sur, with an appropriation of 718,289.25 pesos. Project duration 29 calendar days. The source of fund SR 2025 0501642. PBC 718,289.25 pesos. Major items of work. Item 10132, removal of existing PCC pavement 0.23 meter thick for blocking. Item 105-1A, subgrade preparation, common material. Item 201, aggregate sub-base course. Next. These are the item of works with their corresponding code. B.5, project billboard signboard, 4 each. B.72, occupational safety and health program, 1 lump sum. B.82, traffic management, 1 lump sum. B.9, mobilization or demobilization, 1 lump sum. 10138.1, removal of existing concrete pavement, 0.23 meter thick, 225 square meters. 1051, subgrade preparation, common materials, 274.5 square meter. 2011, aggregate sub-base course for blocking, 54.9 cubic meter. 3111, 8.3 Portland cement concrete pavement, unreinforced, 0.23 meter thick, 274.5 square meter. Next. This is the vicinity map for the reblocking project in Tabina. And this is the current situation of the road section. As shown, it has major scaling, potholes, and significant cracks. And this is the proposed plan for the reblocking project. And the specification of the reblocking project. Next one is the reblocking project in Dumalinao-Zamboanga del Sur. Contract ID number 25JG0069. Name of project 71X Special Maintenance Project. Reblocking of secondary road Dumalinao-San Pablo Road SO1101MN. Junction Poblacion Dumalinao-Rebokon section with a stationing of K1688 plus 714 to K1688 plus 738 with 42 linear meters, 9 blocks, and 1.5 meters both lane. Dumalinao, Zamboanga del Sur. Location, Dumalinao, Zamboanga del Sur. Appropriation, 476,229 pesos. Project duration, 28 calendar days. Source of fund, SR 2025 050164222. ABC, 476,229. The major items of work are removal of existing PCC pavement, 0.23 meter thick, same as the previous project. Next. These are the item of work. This is the proposed plan for the reblocking project in Dumalinao-Zamboanga del Sur. Next. And its road specifications. That is the end of our presentation.
Okay, thank you. Maintenance section. Is there any question from the prospective bidders? If none, so let's proceed. So to discuss the eligibility requirements, technical and financial component, I call the head of the technical working group, Engineer Puerto.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For TWG concern, submission and receipt of bids, Section 54 of IRR of RE number 12009. Bidders shall submit their bids through their duly authorized representative using the form specified in the bidding documents in 2 separate self-bid envelopes. Or in case of electronic bid submission, shall submit 2 separate two password-protected bidding documents in compressed archive folder. First envelope shall contain the following technical documents at the list: PhilJEP certificate of registration, platinum membership in accordance with section 20 of this IRR. Procurement to be performed overseas shall be subject to the guidelines issued by the GPPB. Pickup license and registration or special pickup license in case of joint venture. Statement of all ongoing contracts. Statement of single largest completed contracts. Net financial contracting capacity. Joint venture agreement if applicable. Bid security in prescribed form, amount, and validity period. Project requirements, which shall include the following: organizational chart for the contract to be bid, list of contractors, personnel to be assigned to the contract to be bid with their complete qualification and experience data. Implementation of Department Order 227 Series of 2024. This directive to suspend the applicable application of DEO 148 Series of 2024 shall not apply to the implementation and construction of buildings and bridges where only accredited project engineers of the contractor and consultants may be assigned to supervise DPWH project except for road construction. List of contractors' major equipment units which are owned, leased, and or under purchase agreement supported by proof of ownership or certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor, vendor for the duration of the project as the case may be. Omnibus word statement in accordance with Section 54.3 of this IRR. Section 54.3. The omnibus sworn statement executed by the bidder or its duly authorized representative shall contain the following. The signatory is the duly authorized representative of the prospective bidder and is granted full power and authority to do, execute and perform any and all acts necessary to participate. Submit the bid, to sign and execute the issuing contract accompanied by the duly notarized special power of attorney, board or partnership resolution, or secretary certificate whichever is applicable. It is not blacklisted or barred from bidding by the GOP or any of its agency, office, corporations, and LGUs, including the foreign government or foreign or international financing institutions whose blacklisting roles have been recognized by the GPPB, by itself or by relation, membership, association, affiliation, or controlling interest with another blacklisted person or entity. Each of the documents submitted in satisfaction of the bidding requirements is an authentic copy or of the original, complete, and all statement and information provided therein are true and correct. It is authorizing the HOPE or its duly authorized representative to verify all documents submitted. It complies with the disclosure provision under Section 81 and 82 of the Act and this IRR in relation to other provision of RE number 3019. It complies with existing labor laws and standards. It complies with the responsibilities of the prospective or eligible bidder provided in the Philippine bidding documents. It did not give or pay directly or indirectly any commission amount, fee, or any form of consideration, pecuniary or otherwise to any person or official personnel or representative of the government in relation to any procurement project or activity. In case of advance payment was made or given failure to perform or deliver any of the obligation and undertaking in the contract shall be sufficient ground to constitute criminal liability under existing laws. Second envelope. The second envelope shall contain the financial documents, the bidder's audited financial statements showing among others the bidder's total and current assets and liabilities stamped received by the BIR or its duly accredited and authorized institution for the preceding calendar year should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of bid submission. Bid form, bid prices, detailed estimates including a summary sheet indicating the unit price of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in coming up with the bid, cash flow in quarterly or monthly, and payment schedule is curved PDM construction if awarded. Bid shall receive by the back on the specified date, time, and place specified in the invitation to bid. Bids including the eligibility requirements submitted after the deadline shall not be accepted by the BAC. The original copy and copy 1 of the bid form shall be typed or written in ink and shall be signed by the bidders or its duly authorized representative. Unsealed or unmarked bid envelopes, or in case of electronic bid submission, bidding documents not in compressed archive folders and are not password protected shall be rejected. The BAC shall assume no responsibility for the misplacement or of the contents of the improperly sealed or marked bid. Any missing, incomplete, patently insufficient document in the above-mentioned checklist is a ground for outright rejection of the bid. Proper tapping and use A4 bond paper. Bid evaluation for the procurement of infrastructure project. Section 59. The BAC through its secretariat may ask in writing the bidder for clarification of its bid. All responses to requests for clarification shall be in writing. The BAC shall evaluate the financial component of the bids to determine the lowest calculated bids using the following steps. The BAC shall immediately conduct detailed evaluation of all bids using non-discretionary criteria in considering the completeness of the bid and arithmetical corrections. The BAC shall evaluate all bids on an equal footing to ensure fair and competitive bid comparison. In case of discrepancies between bid prices in figure and in words, the words shall prevail. Total price per item and unit price for the item as exceeded or multiplied by the quantity of that item, the unit price times quantity per item shall prevail. Stated total price and actual sum of prices of components item, the actual sum of prices shall prevail. Unit cost in the detailed estimate and unit cost in the bill of quantities, the unit cost in the bill of quantities shall prevail. Total calculated bid prices as evaluated and corrected for computational errors and other bid modification which exceed the ABC shall be disqualified. Modification and withdrawal of bids, Section 55. Bidder may modify their bids provided that this is done before the deadline for the receipt of bids. For manual submission and receipt of bids where bidder modify their bids, they shall not be allowed to retrieve their original bid but shall only be allowed to send another bid equally sealed, properly identified, linked to their original bid, and marked as a modification thereof and stamped received by the BAC. For online or electronic bid submission where bidders modify their bids, they shall not be allowed to retrieve their original bid but shall only be allowed to send another bid equally secured and properly identified. In the case of electronic submission, it shall be labeled as a modification of the one previously submitted. The time indicated in the latest bid received bids generated shall be the official time of submission. Bids submitted after the deadline shall not be accepted. I-flash lang eh. The checklist is viewed is the checklist as per RE 12009.
Ano ba yung checklist? Ano ba total din ng GIS?
That's all, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you, Jennifer Tok, from the Technical Working Group.
Kapit ito naman itong
Is there any question, clarification from the prospective bidders?
system. Napil ito
If none, so let's proceed. So for the quality assurance concern, I call the chief of the quality section, Engineer Abiliar.
Good morning. Sir, Department Order number 213 series of 2004 stating that testing of construction materials be conducted prior to their incorporated to law. It is hereby reiterated that all construction materials produced in the project must be subjected to the quality test prior to their incorporated to law. Department Order number 85 series of 2019 directing, implementing all Office DPWH to optimize the utilization of their installated materials testing laboratory and to issue a waiver at last resort with amending the service of accredited private laboratory. Department Order number 49 series of 2021 schedule of minimum testing requirements governing item support of the DPWH standards issued for the public force, structure, building force, and harbor, flood control and drainage structure and water supply system, Volume 3, 2019 edition. This will be the guidelines and reference for the minimum testing requirements of the same project. So yeah. Sorry po. Department Order 2018 number series of 2022 amendment to the Department Order number 48 series of 2021 RE schedule of minimum testing requirements governing item works of the DPWH standards issued for the public force structure, building force and harbors, flood control and drainage structure and water supply system Volume 3, 2019 edition. The conduct of the California Bearing Ratio CBR and abrasion test for the following items portion, the screen shall not be required. Department Order number 188 series of 2022 revised schedule of fees and charge to the testing materials of laboratory construction will be the basis of the fees and charge of all construction materials tested. Department Order number 98 series of 2017 revised guidelines on the accreditation of contractor, consultant, materials engineers. First, criteria for accreditation, SICA procedure for accreditation. Third, renewal and upgrading of accreditation. Fourth, classification of contractor, consultant, materials engineer, and lastly, criteria for the assignment of the contractor, consultant, materials engineer. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Mike Abiliar. Is there any question from the perspective of clarification from the perspective leader? If none, so any changes from the bill of quantities, we will make a bid supplemental and to be posted at the DPWH website in previous 7 days before the opening of bids. So for the announcement of the next schedule for the back second in the panel.
Schedule na
Wait lang.
Okay. So, December dito. Wala na ng isa. Okay, for the next schedule, Mr. Chair,
for the information to our prospective bidders. The next activities will be the dropping and the opening of bids. And this will be on December 22, 2025 at exactly 10 a.m. So the venue, Bacan Perez Room, Ipos DEO. And that's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Pano. So I think we're done. So there's no further matters to discuss. So the meeting is adjourned. So,